These motherfuckers are right here, I swear to God. Oh, man, am I ready to fucking rant and rave. We got those fucking Celsius pouches, so every morning I do 12 ounces of water, a Celsius pouch, 20 drops of blue, and a scoop of creatine. Every fucking morning.
Exactly what I do.
And I'm like, let's fucking go, baby. So I knew that we had this fucking bullshit going on tonight because we missed last week because our schedules are chaos. And so I'm like, this afternoon, I'm like, not really feeling the afternoon vibe. Right. And we'll get into the reason why. Spoiler alert, fucking kids. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to have a Celsius.
Hell yeah.
So I just fucking jacked in another 12 ounces, laid off the creatine. I don't want to get too fucking swole over here. But I jacked in the Celsius and fucking added my 12 ounces of water and some ice. So I'm like, oh yeah, let's fucking go, baby.
Dude, I love that so much. By the time I drink that in the morning, and it's not even gone by the time I get to work, but I am firing, dude, by the time I even get there.
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm fucking cranking.
My tongue will get all blue. The one guy says I look like a child, and the other one goes, Jesus, you look all blued out again. He said,
I gotta swap my off day because my off day is Wednesday, but for some reason I have a shitload of things going on Wednesdays. So I need to swap it to a more reasonable day, maybe like a lazy Friday type thing.
I've more or less done. I haven't done a strict off day. Like,
see, I tried to do a strict off day because I would never take one.
Well, I wasn't, and then I was like, this is all by trial and error. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't taking an off day at all. I was just like every day.
Okay.
And then just one day I was like, fuck, I should probably not pee blue for a day.
Yeah.
Like, and so I was like, all right. And then I didn't do it. And then when I did it again the next day, I felt amazing again. So I was like, well, all right, maybe I'll just do like a day. Whenever I feel it, I'll just take a day.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm the same way. Like I like to do it. I'd rather have my off day in the middle of the week like that, so that I have my weekend like full, you know, to do all the shit.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. So Friday's kind of a lazy day. I'm going to have to try to modify my summer schedule as well because that shit's fucking coming down the pike, but who fucking knows? It is beautiful out.
It feels
we
so
finally
good.
fucking did it. We have popped summer's cherry.
Yes.
Even though the date doesn't reflect it because we're recording on June 16th. My God, it's fucking beautiful.
Feels so good out
there. Oh, just bricked up. I'm like vitamin D, baby.
I got a little sunburn this weekend.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, hell yeah, it was nice.
Fuck yeah.
We had some family over and shit, sat out by the pool, got some yard work.
Can't wait. We don't have anything, I don't think, the following weekend, not this coming, but the following, which I think is the weekend before the 4th.
Oh, okay.
I think. No, that wouldn't be accurate. It would be the weekend of the 4th. Prepare for a home invasion.
Sweet.
We're fucking ready.
I'm 100% buying some fireworks and shit, whether you guys come or not. We invited her sister. Not 100% sure if they're gonna be able to make it, but you know,
can they tolerate me?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I don't give a fuck if they can't, but you should warn them if not.
Yeah, you would love the both of them. They're
and
great.
I mean that with all the love in the world, but like, come on, man, I am who I am. I know I'm hard to tolerate.
For sure.
It's all right, though.
I feel the same way about myself. So
that's why I've got and that's impossible to say. Anybody that knows you, you're one of the most likable people I've ever met. So, I mean, I appreciate you saying that, but like, you very rarely say like wildly offensive shit or just randomly scream at your kids like, what the fuck are you doing? So as that guy, like, say what you will. No problem. You're fine, sweetheart. No problem. If you're fishing for compliments, there it is. Eat shit.
Well, I feel good. I think I'm going to get out of here now.
All right. Well, that was a good show. Click. We done. Fuck it. We're out. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm fucking sitting stick straight in this bitch today. Fuck. All right.
Yeah, you're right, though. I mean,
I have a propensity for being a little.
My outlandish takes have slowed down quite a bit at my older age. A little more reserved.
I don't have any outlandish takes. I just think everybody's fucking moronic and we just live in a fucking society of retards. That's right. I said it.
I feel the same way too. I think we just vocalize it differently.
Sure.
Or react to it differently.
Yeah.
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 but we have a lot of the same visions in that.
It's super funny because a lot of people, especially when it comes to politics, because
Mm.
of how polarizing it is in 2025,
Right.
a lot of people make this grand assumption that if you aren't immediately contrarian
Mm.
to whatever it is they're saying. So if they say, "Oh, I I can't believe Trump's doing all these tariffs." And if you don't like either immediately agree or immediately disagree, they don't know how to react because they're
Yeah,
waiting
that's
for the very binary reaction.
yeah.
And with me as a card carrying libertarian, I'm just like, nah, I think the whole system's broke. And then I just peace out.
Yeah. Like, yeah, everything's all messed up.
Look, if you're looking for me to defend either side of the equation, you've come to the wrong house.
So
I got
there was
nothing for you, bud.
so listen to this, because this doesn't happen to me very often. I was at Kroger, I think, the other day, and I was walking in the
Wearing his Gulf of America shirt.
no, I wasn't. I wasn't. I was actually looking for a card. It was like a birthday card for one of the kids,
Okay.
taking it to their friend's house. I
Sure,
was looking
sure.
for like a birthday card for a 12-year-old. And this guy's on the other side of me, and he was like kind of like jokingly playing about the card that he had grabbed was like $6.99. And he's like, Jesus, $7 for a card? And he's like, I already bought him a gift and a cake. And he's like, have you
How
seen the
funny that's one of my rants today. Keep going.
So he goes, have you seen the price of cakes? And I'm like, yeah, I have. I'm like, I actually just bought one too. And I'm like, I'm over here in the discount card section. And he grabs one, he looks, he goes, Jesus, those are $4. And he's like, that's not much of a discount. So like we're laughing about it. And he ends up bringing up, he goes, he looks right at me and he's dead serious. He goes, you think this has anything to do with them tariffs? And I kind of chuckled and I goes, I don't think so. I'm like, but who knows? I'm like, maybe all these cards are Chinese. I said, I have no idea. And he, like, we both just kind of laughed about it, but he didn't say
Right.
either way. It was just like
Right.
a funny point of conversation, you know?
100%.
And he's like, see you later. And then we seen each other up in the checkout and he's like, you have a good night. Like he was just happier now,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and I think that's the part that people have lost. Like, regardless of your party affiliation, I don't think anybody should be party affiliated. Let me put that disclaimer out there.
Yeah.
But we're just human beings. You
Yeah.
know, we can commiserate over the price of things. We're just people
For sure.
working a job, buying shit, trying to exist and live our best lives. And everybody
Yeah.
wants to make it like, oh, well, if it weren't for the fucking Republicans, we wouldn't be doing this. And then, oh my God, the Democrats are crying about everything. Who cares?
Everybody's killing babies and raising taxes. And I'm so mad about all of it.
This is the worst.
Yeah, I
like-
know.
Guess what? Go live in the European Union. Let me know how that works out for you. I like living here.
I think
In spite of all of our problems, it could be a hell of a lot worse.
see, and that's where I'm at too. And I think like over the course of our conversations,
Yeah.
like this over the last year or so,
Sure.
talking about politics and religion and AI and all this bullshit.
Mhm.
In the greater scheme of things, it all doesn't fucking matter.
None of it.
No, like literally none of it. And if
We are literally smaller than specks floating on a blue marble in the vastness of space that we will never reach or know anything about.
and that is all true. Yeah.
None of it matters.
None
All
of
of
it.
this is just constructed.
Yeah, I know.
Just
And
constructed.
that's exactly where I'm at right now. And I'm like, none of this is even real. Like,
And
this is all just
that's
made up.
what I'm going to talk about too.
Yes, I'm like, this is all just made up shit. But it's not even an existential crisis anymore.
No.
I think I'm just like, oh well, this is what it is.
Welcome
Yeah.
to millennial apathy. Welcome to millennial. Isn't it great here?
I'm like, I forgot this is what it's like to be an adult.
we
like,
just don't give a fuck. None of it matters.
no, it's just like,
I'm
well,
just
yes.
trying to carve out my own little slice. I just
Yeah.
want to be happy on my own. Leave me
yeah,
alone.
just let's just do stuff. Let's just make some money and like
Well,
just go do some stuff.
and without getting too deeply serious and or political,
Hmm.
I have been so beat down from all the external talking heads everywhere that you have to care about this and you have to care about this and you have to, if you don't care about this, you're a terrible human being. And I've said this on the previous podcast. If you have to care about everything, then nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing
Yeah.
matters. So I don't care about anything. I just don't care about anything at all.
Yeah, there's a circle that I care about.
Yep.
You know
It's
what I
my
mean?
wife
It's
first,
yeah,
then it's my kids, then it's my career and clients,
Yep.
and that's it.
that's it.
I don't care about anything else.
No,
The
that
li-
is literally it.
My sports ball teams fit in
yeah,
there.
yeah. But
but
I think
none of that is truly impactful on my day-to-day life.
no, if it all left, I
Yeah.
could still survive without it. But I have to have some kind of a hobby. You know what I mean? So I want to watch all the sports ball, and
Yeah.
I want to watch athletes, and I want to watch
Yeah. Everybody needs a little bit
yeah,
of a hobby, a way to decompress.
yeah,
But that is truly why I am in the position mentally, which is not a great place, but I am in that position mentally because I've been inundated, just inundated, whether you're watching TikTok, YouTube, listening to the news, talking to your peers in business or just your friends. I can't care about everything.
right,
I can't care about somebody's pronouns and
right.
care about the babies in Gaza and care about the tariffs. And
And
I
the new
just
war,
can't. I
yeah,
just can't.
and the new war, and the old war, the Russia-Ukraine war, and then the
Yep.
new Iran-Israel war, and
Yeah.
then
Are you pro-Israel or anti-Israel?
yeah,
I mean, what do you care? I mean, and look at all the things that are happening in Canada. And what about global warming and the hurricanes? And look at all the programs are cut. I don't care.
you want to know what uh, you have probably taught me, but listening to podcasts have
Mhm.
also taught me.
Sure.
Never read the comment section.
No. Oh, Lord.
Ever.
They're so terrible.
You dude, and it's like even if I do still go in there and read them, like a part of my brain goes, these aren't real people.
Nah, bro.
Like there's no fucking way that anybody gives that much of a shit about that. Like, and then the other part of me is like, if these are real people, these are all some dumb motherfuckers. None of them know each
Because
other.
then it makes you feel like, oh, God, we're fucked.
Yeah, like
If this is a real human being, we are fucked.
and they are so pissed.
Oh,
Like, just
yeah.
imagine how pissed some of these people are just sitting in their house.
Oh, yeah.
Like, got the fucking TV on, probably smoking cigarettes in their yellow walled house, fucking just.
As a real estate professional, do not smoke in your home.
Yes.
Please.
Please.
I'm trying to sell properties here. You fucking degenerate.
I don't
Step
watch
outside.
walls.
Yeah, it's not happening. Stop doing that. Anyway, continue on.
So that kind of gets me into something though, is like the social media doom scrolling that we've talked
Yeah.
about before.
Yeah.
So you've talked before about checking your screen time,
Yeah.
you know, and different things.
Gross.
So I found mine and I looked at it one day and I was like, oh, and I just backed out of it. I was like, what the fuck? What's the blue one? You know, and then
Right.
yeah.
It's like your mom's yelling at you.
Yeah, I was like, what the
that's
fuck?
what it feels like. Oh God.
All my productive apps were about that big, and my unproductive apps were taking up a lot of that pie graph.
Right here.
And I was like,
Right here.
whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So then, like, I think kind of subconsciously and consciously, I was like, all right, I'm gonna not do that as much, you
Yep.
know? So, but I'm still like, I almost have like secondhand embarrassment where I don't want to go look at my screen time, even though I know it's way better. I still don't want to click on it because it makes me feel weird. I look at that little graph and I'm like, oh, you're gross.
Yep.
Get out of here. Like,
Yep.
do something with your life.
So accurate.
I know. And I'm
so
like, what the
accurate.
fuck?
Yep.
So I'm trying to do a little bit better. But anyway, I seen an article the other day about how uh, social media will like exacerbate some of these mental disorders that people already have. And like, dude, the more and more that I read about like this autism and ADHD, like I think we all got a tick of it.
Oh yeah.
I think some people are just worse than others. And then maybe there's some other factors. I don't know what they are. Maybe they're vaccines, maybe they're food, maybe it's, I don't know what it is. But I think some are just like a little bit further along than others.
Yeah.
But like everybody has their own little fucking ticks that they do, whether it's putting all your fucking pens facing the same way, or, you know what I mean?
Don't look at my drawer.
Bro, every time I have cash in my wallet, all the heads have to face the same way and everything's in numerical order. It's
So-
not
So if they don't ever fucking talk to me. If you are just okay with that, we're good. We don't ever have to talk. We don't ever have to meet. I don't want to engage because fuck you. No.
but I think those are all like little quirks, you
Oh,
know,
no.
that like we all
That's a normal, well-adjusted human that keeps all their bills facing the same way. If you're not, I don't want to deal with your messy existence. Go away.
you know there's people in
Crawl
there
back
that
into
just-
your hole.
I pulled them out of the ATM like that, and I'm
Oh, I
like,
know.
and I've looked at them, and I'm like, you Loomis drivers are just disgusting. Like,
You should be
yeah,
ashamed of
I'm gonna
yourself.
put a 3-star quote or a 3-star review on Yelp, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know who fills the Burton location, but
You guys are pieces of shit.
I really need you to put these fucking things the right way in. Like my vending machine will only take it one way. You know, you gotta just give me the
I only
bill.
take it one way. So I was getting some cash from the bank and I went up to the teller because when you're in sales, you got to talk to people face to face. That's
Yeah.
how you remind people like, hey, I sell real estate. Send me business. Anyway, not getting into sales training here, but I'm in the bank and she fucking counts out my money and I just looked at her. I'm like, how
What are you doing?
fucking dare you? This is a bastion of American democracy. And you're over here tossing hundies just all mismatched this way. I'm like, how can you even fucking count these?
We're in an American banking system.
You should be ashamed of yourself. So I stood there. There's like 6 people in line. I straightened every one of those fucking bills. And I was getting a fair amount of cash. So I'm like, I ain't fucking moving.
I'm not leaving until
I
these
ain't
are
fucking
right.
moving.
Yeah. I mean the straps too. Put them in.
And she's just
$1,000.
kind of looking at me and she looks like a fucking German shepherd. You know, she's like a little Gen Z girl, just like,
her ears kicked around.
just, I'm like,
I can't put them in my pocket like
I'm
this.
like, I got my vein in my neck, it's like fucking pulsing. Boing, 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 boing. I'm like, this is fucking insanity. All right, so hold on, because I have a lot of rants here. Let's pepper these in. I think I have like 3 of them.
Hit all of them.
Feeling froggy.
I gotta know.
It's been a minute.
I was gonna say I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. I gotta know how life's
been a minute.
What's going on?
Been fucked. Okay, so my kids, I know that all I do is scream and yell about my children, but god damn it. So these fucking children, we are so close to Christmas. God damn it. I'm so fucked up I don't even have a grasp of time at this point. These fucking kids. We're so close to summer vacation. We have 3 half days left because balance calendar, whole thing, whatever. Last day is this coming Thursday. They have been so fucking miserable with each other that I can't wrap my head around it. Like when summer vacation hit, like May 1st, like, dude, I was fucking stoked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bro, I've got weeks and weeks of just pure fucking freedom to be able to do whatever I want from the moment I wake up until the moment I go to bed.
Yeah.
I cannot fucking wait. And my parents will tell you to this day, I was in the best fucking mood. Like May 1st until the end of school, I was just like, yeah, I'm fucking waking up. Like I'm dressed like, let's go, motherfuckers. I'm out.
Wow, yeah, I'm leaving.
The sooner I finish this day is another day I'm closer to fucking summer break. These fucking kids, I'm just like, how? How can you guys be so miserable with each other?
What are they miserable about?
I don't even know.
Are they just like bad attitudes?
Yeah. And with each other, you know, and I know it's like pre-pubescent puberty type hormones kicking in and just
some testosterone,
individualism. Like, you know, Jace is super sensitive about everything. If you say something, he responds. It's like, I will. And that shit just, I'm like, listen, you and we're carbon copies of each other. Okay. And I get it. A lot of my problems is in my delivery. My delivery is not great. And I understand that. And at 43 years old, I've reconciled that a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not great, but I'm trying to get better. I'm like, you're 11 years old. You don't get to talk to me like that. And you don't get to talk to your fucking mom like that. And you know, have you seen some of the TikTok skits where like the mom and the kids will like set something up where like the kid will talk back to the mom and then they record the dad's reaction?
I have seen those.
Okay, yes. So they're pretty entertaining, but like some of the shit that people do, like my kids, there's no one recording and they still want to talk like that to my wife. And I'm like, listen, motherfuckers, you are a combination of your mother and I. You came out of your mother, I came in your mother. I will fucking end your life.
Not in that order.
I said, let's be super clear about something. I chose your fucking mother. I didn't choose you. You just were part of the equation. I said, You will not talk to your fucking mother like that. I will fucking duct tape you to a chair and you'll spend fucking 4 days in timeout.
I will
You can
end
call
you.
CPS when you're done because I'll have gotten my point across at that time. Like, this is fucking insane. And disclaimer, I'm not gonna fucking duct tape my kids to a chair. Okay. You fucking busybody Karen motherfuckers that listen to this, which nobody does, but that's fine.
All 11 of you.
15s. We're in the 15s,
Yes.
plus or minus. But it's like, what the fuck, man? I just, it's not hard to just let things go. And my kids have this propensity for just ratcheting up the fucking angst, and it's probably my fault.
No,
And so
it's
I,
boys in general.
oh,
Boys and girls are different. And as the girls start to get older, you're
the
going
girls are
to.
fighting with each other a lot.
Exactly.
There's a lot of fucking.
Yep. Well, and the girls and the boys will end up fighting too
Oh, they do.
eventually,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's,
London hit Aiden in the head with a football, and so he choke slammed her.
yeah.
So, like, hey,
yeah.
guess what? Everybody here sucks.
Yes.
I'm not going to discipline anybody because you're both morons. Quit.
Yeah.
Quit it.
And fuck, dude, this is the human experience.
Yeah.
Right here. And it's fucking, it sucks because
all
there's
these people
4 of them.
Yeah. Like this whole concept of like gentle parenting and let's sit down. I, I got the kids home from school and I had a shitload of work. I'm extremely busy with work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't have time for this. Stop it. Stop it. If you don't stop it, there's consequences. So they didn't get to play video games or turn on the TV. They were just kind of like milling about because they didn't know what to do with their unstructured free time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, find something to do. I don't know what to do. I don't care. You're not bored. You just haven't come up with something to do.
Right.
Draw a picture. Play in the basement. Play with all the toys in your room. You have tens of thousands of dollars of toys in this house.
For sure.
If we were to add this up, find something to fucking do.
The number one thing you need to do though is leave me the fuck alone.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. I'm like, I just have to get some work done.
Yeah.
I got to send some emails. I got to make a few calls. Just be cool, man. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I felt like a fucking mama duck with 4 little ducklings following me around. And they weren't just like happy following, they're angry following. I don't know what to do. I'm so bored. It's hot. Go in the house. It's air conditioned. What the fuck are you doing outside? Leave me alone.
Right.
I'm making calls. I'm on the phone. The fuck away from me. I love you, but I hate you. Go away. And it is such a fucking love-hate relationship with children.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we love them. I would do anything for them. I would literally give up my life to protect them.
Yeah.
There is not a doubt in my mind. But sometimes, woo boy, I'm going to drive you out about 30 miles. If you can find your way back home, you're welcome to come in. But if not, see ya. It's been real. I've really enjoyed this past decade. Adios, amigo. Fuck. I don't know. And I hope that your story is representative of what mine will be. That as they get older, things become a little bit more consistent.
They do. Well, because you keep enforcing your rules and regulations and how you're supposed to act,
right?
And a little bit of emotional stability or instability, but recognizing either one.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like shit like that. And then as they get older, like some of that stuff starts setting in, and like
and that's
the goal is to make them functionable adults.
Yes.
Right. They lose their shit with us, they figure it out with us, and then when they go meet other people, they've already got all that bullshit figured out. That's the goal. It just sucks right now because
they're also close in age. And
and you got a lot of shit going on.
They're
and like
terrible.
Yeah.
And they are such good kids. I mean, and this is the part that gives me like a glimmer of hope is they go to their sports practices. Coaches are always like, oh, they're doing great. Lots of effort, this and that. Go to school. We don't even go to parent teacher conferences because they're fucking model students. Everything's good. They're doing amazing. I'm like, fucking great.
Yeah.
But then they get home and I'm like,
so
what's happening?
So I guess that's good then, right?
It is.
Because they're good everywhere else. Then they come home to their place where they're supposed to be able to do that shit. Unfortunately, there's just 4 of them. And they let it all out on each other.
And I'm there.
Yeah. Right.
I've never been happier to be here recording with you. I called Jessica on the way and I said, good fucking luck.
Why don't you try get a punching bag? You got one?
Yeah. No.
Get a punching bag, throw that fucker up in the basement,
Can
let
I
the
just get 2 pairs of gloves and be like, they can duke it out with each other?
You absolutely can. Well, that's fuck, dude. I had some buddies whose dads did that, and
Yeah.
we'd box each other at the house and shit. And I mean, that was a different time, but
Yeah. No, a punching bag's a great idea.
let
Take
out,
out some of that aggression.
yeah, and it'll wear them out a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe release some fucking
Oh,
endorphins, and
speaking of that, that's why I took him to the hogbacks
yeah.
last Friday.
How'd that work? Don't wear them out at all?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it did. Took him we only did a couple of miles, but I took him
sure.
out there and I'm like they're like, "What are we out here for?" I'm like, "Well," I said, "I believe in transparency and honesty. At home, you motherfuckers were driving me crazy. So you kept saying you were bored or you were antsy and you're pacing about the house. So let's go out and work out some of that energy."
Yeah,
And they had a great time. Get them
for
out
sure.
there. They were doing kind of their thing. They're like, "Oh, we're tired," near the end. I'm like, "Great."
I can't even say like how good that honesty and transparency is because my Taylor, she doing a lot of that shit you're talking about, like just a bad attitude. She didn't get what she wanted. She fucking throw a fit. She'd silent treatment. She'd do all the things. I would have a real conversation with her. I'd let her do that shit for about a day. And then she'd wake up in a bad mood. And I'm like, look, if you have a bad 10 minutes, you can't let that mess up the rest of your day. And I
That's right.
said, and it's not fair for you to treat me or your mom the way that you are, or make us feel bad
Yeah.
because we didn't do this one thing or whatever. I said, look at line up all these things that we have done, and then you take this one thing that you didn't get to do because maybe we had to work late or whatever. It's just shit happens. And the next day, she actually I was at work and she texts me and she's like, I'm sorry for acting that way yesterday. Like, you're right. She's like, I'm going to try to do better or whatever. And then I found out that she actually asked her sister like a week later, like, hey, have you noticed that I've been trying to be better?
Good.
And Paige told me that. And I was like, that's fucking awesome
Mhm.
that it's like a little bit of self recognition,
Yeah.
some self-awareness,
Mhm.
like, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe that wasn't the right way to go about it. And she's like actively trying. So it's really cool to see her use those things. You know what I mean?
100%.
Because that shit is contagious too for her sister,
Oh,
and for her
absolutely
brother,
is.
and even for me.
Yep.
Like, damn, like if she can do it, like that, but it goes back to intentional choices.
Yeah. Well, and not letting little things steal future joys.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
It's okay. And again, gentle parenting, right? But
Yeah.
it was like I try to explain to them, I can't tell you not to feel an emotion, right? Like if you
Absolutely.
get angry, you're angry.
Yeah.
Me telling you not to be angry, that's just stupid for me to say,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Be
So
pissed
it's okay. Your emotions are truly valid. I'm not arguing that.
for sure.
But what you're not allowed to do is take that shit out on anybody else.
Yeah. And
And that's the key. I don't feel all of the emotions.
Mhm.
If you want to be upset in the moment, you need to take some time and you want to be by yourself or you want to go for a walk or you want to listen to music for a half hour. Perfect.
Yeah.
You have every right to feel that way. You don't have any right to make somebody else feel bad because you're upset.
That's exactly it.
And I
Yeah.
said, that's the point. I said, we all feel emotions. We all get upset. That's a part of the human experience, right?
Yeah,
But
it
you
is.
don't have the right to take that out on other people.
Yeah, and it's important to, like, understand what you're feeling. Are you angry? Or maybe you're just nervous,
Yep.
maybe something,
Yep.
maybe you're just a little bit anxious about something, but yeah, feel it through and figure it out
Yep.
and then kinda get rid of it,
Yeah. Be
you know?
aware of your emotions.
Yeah, let's talk about it. You don't have to yell at me. Let's talk about what you're feeling, you know what I mean? Maybe I can help you, maybe I can't. Maybe you're just gonna be pissed that that's the way it is,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. 100%. So that's my rant about my kids.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
just going to leave it at that for right now. And I love them so deeply. And we're going to have an amazing summer. It's
For
going to be a
sure.
ton of fun. The kids are getting older, more responsible. So, I mean, I'll still be able to do all the work I need to do, come into the office early, work for a few hours, go home. We'll go hiking. We'll go to the beach. We'll go do the things.
Yeah.
I want them to have a good, memorable summer, not just sitting around the house, but they need to be able to get along. And
Yeah.
that's the part. And I don't try to hold it over their heads, but I'm also like, why in the world? I plan on taking them for ice cream yesterday for Father's Day,
Mhm.
but they were just fucking miserable all day.
Right.
And I had told them, and then we didn't go get ice cream.
Yeah.
And two of the four of them were like, why didn't we get ice cream? I said, ice cream should be seen as like a treat, right? It
Absolutely.
should not be an expectation where you just expect to get it. Like dinner every day, that's an expectation. We're going to feed you dinner,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But getting something like ice cream, that's not an expectation. That's something nice that your mom and I want to do for you guys.
Yeah.
And I
Go out as
said,
a family.
you guys, for all intents and purposes, were fucking miserable all day,
Hey,
all
right.
day. And I said, everybody has off days, but I'm not
Mhm.
going to go through just because it's Father's Day and reward that type of behavior.
Right.
I said, and you shouldn't just put on a brave face and be pleasant because the threat of not getting ice cream is more important.
Right.
Like, we can have a good day. It's okay. We're not going to get along all day, but we don't have to turn it into like
Thing.
2 hour episodes
Yeah.
where
Right.
everybody's freaking out and slamming doors and crying and get out of my room. And like that, I
Yeah. That
just can't
doesn't work
tolerate that. I can't tolerate that.
for
So I
sure.
said, we can try again. We can absolutely try again. We would love to take you guys out for ice cream, but you got to fucking chill the fuck out.
Yeah. Period.
Chill out. It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay to have disagreements, arguments, and discussions and what have yous. But you guys turn it into such a protracted thing. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, chill.
Yeah.
Chill,
Chill.
man. We're talking about this for far too long.
So to lighten it up a little bit,
Please.
what do you get at the ice cream shop?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
No, there's nothing there that you'll
I
do.
did have a cheap meal this weekend.
Ooh, what was it?
Pulled pork nachos. I mean, come on. It's an
Good.
absolute banger.
So good.
It's an absolute banger.
Where did you get them from the place down the street here?
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Yeah. So
Love them.
some cheese sticks and some pulled pork nachos. And I feel perfectly fine, but
Well,
you know,
yeah.
I like
The
to
tips
do
are thin though.
yeah. It's just for me, I've probably had a few more cheap meals than I need to have, but I recognize how much better I feel when I'm eating on point. Like I
Yeah.
haven't even eaten today, and yesterday I ate at like noon, and I'm not even hungry because it's just sitting in my stomach like a fucking boulder.
That's it. And
Yeah.
that's I did the same thing this weekend, and I haven't even ate today
Right.
because I just know that like a couple little hunger pains here and there, but man, now I can just push that shit right out, throw
Yep.
some water in there or whatever, and
Yep.
I'll go eat something for dinner.
Yeah. I
Something
might even
good.
skip
But
dinner today just for the fuck of it.
yeah,
You know.
I can do a 24-hour fast pretty easy now. If I wanted to, I can just decide. Well, I'm just gonna do it today. Maybe I
I'm
ate.
good today.
Yeah, maybe I ate shit. Maybe because like I'm still a fucking lush for like cake and ice cream and shit like that. So, but Taylor is she's kind of like a health nut now.
Right.
So all the stuff that she makes is like
Mm.
the best it
Hey,
can
don't
possibly
minimize
be.
that.
No. I'm not at all.
We can't say health nut. We got to
Why?
say a proponent of healthy eating.
Food guru.
Food guru. That works. I don't
But
know.
like all of her cakes and stuff are like as good as they can possibly be. Coconut flour
Sure.
and
Yep.
eggs and just like all the best shit that you could possibly do
Yeah.
for a dessert.
Yeah.
So I'll eat shit like that. And then if I do eat ice cream, I'll make sure I eat like a Breyer's vanilla that's about as natural as it can get,
Right.
you know. And then I don't gorge it. I'll eat like a bowl once
Right.
a week, something like that. Something that just won't
Which
but
is perfectly reasonable. And it's
yeah.
like we talked about, everything in moderation.
Yeah, for
Everything in
sure.
moderation.
For sure.
Which makes perfect sense.
I don't know. I don't think I would be happy giving up all of that stuff because I like it so much.
Sure.
So I just eat it in moderation and I eat good 95% of the time.
Yeah.
And I don't have that shit, but I don't ever feel bad from it.
Well, and if we did end up getting ice cream yesterday, it was going to be probably a flurry blizzard type thing.
Yep.
With like Reese's peanut butter cups and like Heath.
Yeah. Oh,
And I would have
yeah.
fucking crushed it. It would have
Crushed all
been
of it.
fucking delicious.
And see, that's so worth it, especially if you're not going to eat for a day anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that's so fucking good.
So good.
You ever been to, when you were eating like that, did you ever go to Cold Stone Creamery?
Yeah, we've been there a few times.
So we've only been there once, and they had it was around my birthday weekend, and they had I didn't know that, like, they plop it down in this little skillet.
Oh, yeah, they do all the shit.
Yeah, mix it all up. They had a German chocolate one there, and that's my fucking favorite, German chocolate cake.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they mixed this whole concoction through that fucker in a bowl, and, like, I don't even think I talked to anybody after the first bite. I was like, this is the best shit I've ever had in my
Yeah.
life. I haven't been back yet, but, like,
Dude, it's so good.
it's so
It's so good.
that's got a bunch of shit in it though that
Yeah.
I don't eat
Yeah.
anymore, and it's not healthy at all. But if I see another one and we're out and about on a weekend, I'll probably stop in there like, give me that German chocolate one again.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck this
That's
up.
the good shit.
Yep.
All
that's
right.
the
So
good
before I
stuff.
go into another rant, what else do you have? We can hit another topic so we can break up my rants a little bit. I had to keep my Keep my old fucking heart rate reasonable.
Um, Nothing. I just I don't. I
Oh, there you go.
Well, a lot of my shit was like I've been avoiding social media.
Yeah,
Not totally, but a whole bunch. I'm trying to avoid social distractions. I'm trying to focus on it's warm weather now. I'm trying to focus on going outside. I still can't fucking read books.
I
So I've been
know.
trying to do like audio. I
I
can't
know.
find the time to like
I know.
sit down even for an hour,
I know.
and just sit down and read a book.
Well,
So
our brains have been rewired.
yeah.
Our brains have truly been rewired.
Well, and that goes into the social media thing. Like, has that just overtaken all of our time? I did watch Mission Impossible 5.
Isn't it? I
It's a
told you
fucking
it gets
all of them.
they get progressively better.
Like, all of them are just bangers. You know what's gonna happen. You don't know all the middle of it, but, like, I would Taylor
Wait
was
till you get near the end.
yeah,
You haven't
well,
even got to the good shit yet.
Taylor was watching it, and I was like, "Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts." I'm like, "All this shit that you see," I'm like, "He's actually doing it," you know? I'm like, "He's, like, doing all of it." He's fucking guys, like, hanging off airplanes, like, it's all wild, wild shit.
It's so good.
Yeah, they're
It's
all
so good. He's like, in my opinion, he's like the last true movie star that's like doing all of his own shit.
yeah.
And he's getting up there in age. Like when he retires from acting or when things slow down,
Mhm.
that's going to be a sad day
Yeah.
because then everything's just going to be AI and CGI and everything else, which is fine. I'll still be entertained, but knowing that he does all that crazy shit and he's flying helicopters and doing all the crazy
Yep.
stuff, it's fucking badass.
Yeah, dude, some of the shit, like, he's done, jumped out of was it plane to plane or it was something, but he did it without a parachute.
Oh yeah.
There was a couple guys with parachutes that were, like, out there off camera,
Yeah.
but, like, he jumped out without a parachute, then they filmed the scene, and then they, like, flew over and grabbed him and hooked him out, and it's like, that's fucking
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
That is
Oh
crazy.
yeah. I mean, say all you want about his crazy Scientology side.
Yeah.
That dude's a fucking adrenaline monster.
Yeah, well, Kelly brought that up too, and I'm like, I all of that
Well, that
aside.
that goes back to our discussion about can you separate the art from the artist,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And that's, P. Diddy, you're off the list. But I mean, for a lot of
Yeah,
them,
luckily he's not a movie star.
yeah,
I don't have to listen to his music. I'm okay without
I
it.
did like All in the Family CD. That was good. But now All in the Family has a different connotation. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're not getting it back into that. All right, let me jump into another rant. The fucking wrapping paper industry is bullshit.
Okay. All
I
right.
can't fucking wrap my head around it. Just like the fucking cards.
Yeah.
No, I'll buy a fucking 29-cent envelope. I'll just sign my name to it. Congrats. Here's your fucking card. We went to an open house this weekend.
Mhm.
And so again, same thing. Jessica rolls into the dollar store and she buys a fucking $6, $7, $8 card from the dollar store. I'm like, what are we doing?
I know.
What are we doing? We have fucking envelopes at home. Say from the good family. Best of luck on your adulthood. It's
Yeah.
terrible here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, good luck. It's all the way up from here.
Yeah.
But
No, not
they
true.
yeah, no, it's an uphill climb
Oh,
from
yeah.
here on up. It's an uphill
I would
climb.
absolutely say it's all downhill from here. You've reached the pinnacle.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
just draw him a card with a mountain and put a person up on the top and then have them tumble down and
Yes.
go, "You are here."
100%.
Yeah.
I told Jessica, I'm like, you got her this fucking weird congratulations card you got to write in. I'm like, you should have got her condolences card. Welcome to adulthood. It's fucking miserable here.
A condolences card.
Why not? I would.
Yeah.
I would prefer it, honestly. But I'm like, we go through, and again, we talked about wrapping all the gifts for Christmas and birthdays and all the bull. What a fucking racket. What fucking jackhole came up with this thing like, oh, you got to
Wrap all your gifts.
wrap the box that is covering the present that you gave it in.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Now you got the present, the box, the paper, the bow, the name tag. You bought all of it.
Oh, no. Jessica knows we don't do fucking name tags.
You just cut the paper and make a little
No,
thing?
that's additional effort. Fuck you. No, I write their fucking names with a Sharpie on the fucking wrapping paper.
There you go. But
Hey,
now you gotta
fucking-
now you gotta buy a separate marker just
Yeah, we
to
have
fucking
markers.
mark it?
I'm a big Sharpie guy. I love me some Sharpies, all the different colors. But then even the kids last year were like, Dad, this looks like your handwriting. I'm like, that's fucking weird. I don't give a fuck. This is stupid.
Yes,
This is,
you gotta start writing with your left hand.
oh, that would go over real fucking well.
Yeah. Santa. What's wrong with Santa
Santa
this year?
writes like an idiot.
I must have gave him that bourbon eggnog.
So the fucking
Sorry.
I just wrapping presents frustrates me to no end. And Jessica was kind of laughing because I was telling her I was going to rant about this. And she goes, yeah, she's like, my Mother's Day gifts were very appreciated in their Meyer bags. I'm like, listen,
Yeah,
motherfucker, you know. She's like, and she'll buy gift bags and shit. I'm like, no, stop this now. And then it's like, oh, you have Christmas wrapping paper and birthday wrapping paper. And now there's birthday boy wrapping paper and birthday girl. I'm like,
This is why our grandmas saved bags. I think history repeats itself, but it skips a generation. Because I feel like I'm turning into my grandpa.
it is infuriating to wrap presents. Just the sheer time you waste on it. And then we have to buy tape. And
Fucking the value pack of tape. Like there's like 5 things in there, and I'm like, well, this might be enough.
I hate this so much. As an industry, you can go away. Wrapping paper industry.
And this all goes back to the made up bullshit. Like,
yes,
it's a system. It's all a system just to kind of keep you entrapped to keep spending your money. And if you resist, you're a fucking weirdo. That's how everybody looks at you. Like,
I know.
Why are like, what do you mean you don't wrap your presents? Like everybody would fucking like look at you weird if you just put all the presents out and fucking wrote a name on them for everybody. They'd be like, well, this is kind of dumb. Like, cool, thanks for getting me the stuff, but this is kind of dumb. Like, this isn't how it's supposed to be. So now you can't do shit about it. Now you're just fucking entrenched in it, even though you know it's bullshit. I know, but it's not an existential crisis. It's just, I'm just this way.
We're coming to that. So I just, the thing that I bought you came in a box.
Already.
Here is the box.
It's actually fucking zip tied, so you can hardly get it open. It's going to be great opening it.
And you know what I'm going to do from here on out? I'm thinking on this right on the fly.
What?
I'm going to make him keep the fucking wrapping paper for like 30 days. Put that shit in your room, motherfucker. If it's so goddamn important, keep it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than the day of I wrap these fucking presents and then it all goes in a garbage bag straight to the garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen,
if you had to pay for the garbage bag.
If it's so fucking important, I'm going to take a $20 bill and make you motherfuckers light it on fire. Do you want this 20 or you want fucking wrapping paper?
That's a good idea.
We've solved the fucking problem.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I want to be efficient. And you know what?
There is no efficiency in wrapping presents.
No!
The best thing about wrapping presents is watching Die Hard.
True story.
It's the best part.
Bingo bango, baby.
Yep. It's the best part.
You're not wrong about that. Wrapping presents is the single biggest racket that I've been able to determine that has absolutely no value add. Because, and hear me out here, 9 times out of 10, and I'd even venture 99 times out of 100, you still have to open a fucking box. You're still opening a secondary package to get to the present. So now I'm making it just infinitesimally more difficult to open the present because I've wrapped it in some fancy paper because it looks nice.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No.
Yeah, that's exactly
I don't want to fucking do it.
So will it still have the same effect if you just have a bunch of unwrapped presents?
So if it becomes a problem, I'll gladly take them all back.
No, I mean like
no. If the kids say, "Oh, you didn't wrap my gifts," you don't fucking want them.
Yeah, I mean like the aura of Christmas morning. Is it still gonna be the same effect?
Give a fuck.
Is it still gonna have the same effect? I mean, when you wake up, think about it. We wake up Christmas morning. Normally, you got all these wrap presents, and the kids are fucking haywire for 40 minutes while they fucking rip everything open and destroy it, and you walk around with a plastic bag and fucking throw all the paper in there. Will it be the same if you wake up in the morning and then they just get to like go through everything and get what they got? Will it still be as exciting?
I don't care.
Will it be better or worse?
I don't care. I don't care.
But you got to answer. Will it be better or worse?
Because you're telling me
I'm not telling, I'm asking.
No, you, the proverbial you. You're telling me that if I want to truly enjoy Christmas, I have to spend additional money to wrap the fucking present. And you know what?
Yes.
It's not even wrapping the present. If I'm being really honest with myself, it's the amount of fucking time. Because again,
Yeah.
I'm OCD like a motherfucker. So I got to fold the shit and I got to have things lined up and creases. And I got to make sure the fucking snowman holding the ho 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 sign is lined up with the snowman on the other side
Yeah.
where I fucking tape the seam down. So I just can't fucking do it like a normal person and just be okay if it looks all mishmash. Like, who gives a fuck? They're just gonna rip it anyway. I take pride in my fucking work, so I got a fucking issue. So now, instead of like, a 60-minute wrapping job, here I am watching Die Hard twice because I'm so fucking irritated that shit doesn't line up.
Bob the Builder has a
No, we're
T-Rex.
at 121. Here we go. Fucking getting all hot and sweaty. Fuck! I just think it's so stupid. And I am unreasonably upset about this because I just thought about it today. I'm like, this is dumb. What are we doing? I've been doing this I've been bamboozled for 25 years.
That's why you're upset.
25 years of being an adult, and I've been wrapping presents like a fucking schmo.
Yeah.
I'll spend $5 extra per present to not wrap them.
Yes.
I am so hot right now. I am so sweaty. This is unreasonable.
But you still feel like you can. Even if they gave you an option, was like, you can spend $5 more per gift and you don't have to wrap them, you still feel like you have to wrap them because that's Christmas and
Fuck
that's
you,
the
society, you
birthday.
fucking cock.
And that's I know. And that's
Your
like,
fucking Hallmark movies and your perfect trees and the fucking piles of presents.
and it's really, really, really hard to convince people that are older than me that that's true.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I got it. Here we go. Workshopping shit right now.
Right now, live.
I'm going to buy a giant Rubbermaid container and place all their presents inside the container and wrap that one Rubbermaid. I can justify that. Give a little, take a little. So,
That's a
like,
good idea.
all of their presents are going to be inside the tote.
Uh-huh.
There will be 4 totes in front of the tree, nicely wrapped. That's it.
Yeah, man, you could actually probably build on that a little bit and make it kind of a game, a little fun Christmas morning type of thing. That's a really good idea. We're gonna
I
have to
know it
write this.
is.
We're gonna have to write this down.
Yeah, this is good stuff. Well, thankfully, we're recording it for posterity's sake.
Yeah, for sure. But
It is not normal to be this upset about it, but I do feel like I've been bamboozled. Like, this is just because the expectation is there. There's not a real reason to do it.
no, and this is you're absolutely right. This is like it's essentially propaganda for the system.
Yeah.
To put you
Yep.
in the system. But this is just a small detail of it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, don't even get me started on the consumerism of birthdays and holidays.
Yeah,
Don't even get me started there.
but there, and again, like all of those things, Mother's Day, Father's Day, like people, like if you don't get a gift or if you don't do it, like it's on you. You're weird, because it's like
Right.
it's like these. None of this even exists. Like none of this is like real shit. Like why can't we just do the shit? Why can't we just live and like be supportive of each other every day? Why do we gotta like dedicate a fucking day to Father's Day and like do all this shit? Like,
And it's all made up.
I know it's all made up.
It's all made up.
All for money. It's all just money. All they want you to work to do cool stuff, to do this stuff, but really you're just fucking working to pay taxes for all these motherfuckers to spend your money. And it's like, why can't we just there's so many more of us than there is them. Like, why can't we just get everybody on board? But everybody is so like, that's who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they've built who they are on this system and of these morals and values that are like
Terrible.
not right. Yeah, they're not right. And it's like, God damn it. I'm a racist.
We are a nation of consumers.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
That's it.
That's
yeah.
all it is.
That's
and
why the economy is based off the fucking United States. Like,
right.
the older I get, the more and more it makes sense. And I'm like, God, it's no wonder fucking Lifetime is a thing and Hallmark is a thing and why women all watch these Lifetime movies about their shitty husbands who are doing it. Like, it's all of it makes sense when you look at it. And it's like, we're fucked. That's why it's not an existential crisis anymore, because I'm like, I think this is just how it
Give
is.
another round of applause to
Yeah,
millennial apathy.
yeah,
I'm here for it.
but I still like to vent about it.
Me too,
I don't know.
obviously. So if I could start a revolution to absolutely decimate the wrapping paper industry, I would be so fucking happy.
I bet we could. We could
Oh
probably
my
start a
god.
resistance on
Oh
Facebook.
my god.
I bet we could. Let's do it. Let's start the wrapping paper resistance. Start the group.
I'm here for it. I am fucking
I
here
bet
for
we
it.
can get some more people on board.
This whole little rant thing feels very akin to our grilled cheese rant that we talked about before.
I forgot about that.
The
Yeah.
grilled cheese versus the melts.
Yep.
I get it. I get it. It's completely nonsensical.
Yep.
But if you take away the nonsensical ranting portion of it and look at it for the true tenets of what I'm saying, I'm not wrong.
No,
I
not at
may
all.
be completely psychotic, but I'm not fucking wrong.
Not at all.
Not in the slightest. So, do you have anything else or you're still good?
No, I'm still good.
All right. So,
These have been great.
so let's talk about not necessarily an existential crisis, but let's just workshop a conversation here. So there's been a lot of talk recently with AI,
Hmm.
and we talked about AI a ton on this pod. I love it.
Yep.
I'm in it. You use it a lot more than you used to.
Yep.
But there have been conversations about Neuralink and about the possibility 15, 20 years possibly.
Mm-hmm.
As I get older, this becomes more relevant to me.
Mm-hmm.
But like the ability, and I don't know how it would work, but to be able to like upload your consciousness to the cloud and be able to place your consciousness in the cloud and then maybe at that time or in the future, something along those lines, be able to download your consciousness back into like a humanoid robot
Would
of
it, I
sorts.
wonder if that would be your real consciousness or if it would just be like your thoughts and
Great
memories.
question.
Yeah.
Great question. It would almost, in my mind, the way I envision it, and again, this is all supposition, it's all theoretical, right?
Right.
We think. But it would probably be an AI trained on you
Yeah.
as a person.
Seems that way. Because if it was really your consciousness, I don't want to be in there for 15 or 20 years. I'm going to be sent in it. Like you're going to know that you're in this thing,
So like
Matrix
so this is
style.
like the existential aspect of kind of how do you react to that?
Well,
Like what would be good? What would be bad? What would be
the very first thing that I thought of was that scene from Matrix 1 where they show you the big blob with all the things in it and
yeah,
it's all people,
right,
that's
right,
powering this Matrix
right.
system. That's the first thing that I thought about. Second is like, man, it seems really cool.
I mean,
At very first thought is like, okay, but I don't know that it's
the more I think about it, the less
appealing it seems. Yeah,
exactly.
because like they can bring you back 20 years later and maybe alter that stuff, a little bit. Maybe you're not the same person you were before. Maybe you're not fun and
Great
bubbly.
point.
Maybe you're the first version of yourself,
Right.
you know?
The shitty alcoholic version.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
and to that point, even if it wasn't like a true if my consciousness wasn't being downloaded to a robot,
Mhm.
but it was downloaded to think of like a reverse matrix. You have your consciousness and then it gets downloaded into a meat suit of sorts that has no consciousness, that has nothing, but it has like a neural link type implant
Right.
where you can download your consciousness. And then all of a sudden, I'm back in a human body,
That would be
like a
so
real body.
fucking crazy.
So, I mean, this is kind of the more I think about it, like I'm going down these different paths of like how it could potentially work. And it's just wild to me because, again, I want to be here to see my kids grow up and my
Yeah.
grandkids. And that's why I'm focusing on my health and wellness and trying to be a better husband and a better father.
Yeah.
But like, I could get smoked by a cement truck. I could get fucking cancer and die.
Yeah.
Like anything could happen.
Well, people have been thinking about this for years. I mean, Walt Disney froze himself,
for their entire
cryogenics,
lives
and
in
yeah, I
the
mean,
history of time.
they've been trying to
Yeah.
live forever
Oh,
or
yeah.
bring themselves back. There was a cryogenics place, man, I forget the name of it, but they had all of these bodies that they had cryogenically frozen. Well, they had
Yeah.
some fucking power failures
Yeah.
over the years, and they'd go in and check some of these, and they would just be like liquid
Mush.
mush,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and that's where the understanding has come into place
Mm,
because in theory, nobody knows what happens after you die.
right,
But if you are still alive, even with a terminal diagnosis and what have you, who knows, right?
right,
But at the end of the day, if you could legitimately take your consciousness and download it into some type of hardware or upload it to the cloud, what have you,
right.
and it's this multi-gigabit file, terabytes and terabytes of information. Okay, do you just don't know, right?
I know there's
Like
a lot
like
of
does
questions.
your consciousness exist inside of that cloud where you know, like all of a sudden I'm
Like,
for
oh shit, that
for lack of a better example, like I'm trapped in a screen,
yeah, like oh shit, that meat suit must be done.
right?
Like
Or I'm
some
just sitting in a void somewhere,
yeah, looks
knowing
like
that
you're in a
I'm
white room,
existing. Yeah. Or this
but you don't
thing,
have a body anymore. So would you think you had a body, or would it just be
right?
like a bunch of voices in
What
a
am I
fucking white
projecting?
room?
How do I see everything?
Oh yeah, yeah, you wouldn't have a voice either. You wouldn't have a body.
And like, let's say
You can just
I'm there
think.
for 20 years,
That's what binary is. We think in binary.
right? So,
That's what the matrix screen. That's
right.
everybody thinking.
If you if you're in the cloud for 20 years before your meat suit's ready or before your kids have enough money to buy one and download your content, I mean, whatever it is, I mean, who knows,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Am I going to be absolutely batshit crazy from having sat inside the void for 20 years with no interaction, no engagement, no physical movement? You know what I mean? Is your
Eh,
consciousness
You don't
aware?
you don't have a body to move around though. So like your muscles aren't nothing sore. You don't are you still gonna have that
There's no
urge to move?
there's no corporeal form.
Right.
So if
You
you're just thoughts, you're just thoughts.
so if they can download your consciousness though, then you would they start to like be able to answer other questions like reincarnation, previous lives, like
Yeah,
all of those kinds of things.
sure.
If they download all that, maybe they'd be able to find. What if they downloaded all your information and it was like 10 gigabytes? Like, like, oh, wrong one.
Look at this
Yeah.
retard. Look at this fucking moron. He didn't even hit 100.
Jesus.
He
Yeah.
didn't even hit triple digit gigabytes. What a fucking dullard. His parents sure
Uh,
wasted time
we,
on that.
we all thought Gary was an idiot.
We all knew it. It
Yeah.
just got proven.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's
a,
a pretty wild thought experiment because we're so
yeah.
far removed from understanding how any of that would work. But like the implications of doing
Well,
that,
then if they can download that stuff, I mean, I mean, that goes into like all these LLMs that they use for AI. They can start downloading the information from the smartest people in the world and just,
yeah.
man.
So I mean, it's really intriguing.
Yeah, I'm curious how that would work because there's two Neuralink people now, I think, that have the
Yeah.
Neuralink.
Yeah.
The one kid is like quadriplegic, can't move anything at all, but
Right.
he's got a Twitch channel and can play video games,
Yeah.
which has got to be amazing.
Literally with his thoughts,
Yeah,
which is crazy
that
to
is
me.
so crazy.
Crazy
You
to
have a
me.
chip implanted on your brain
Yep.
that controls buttons on a controller or a PC, computer,
Sure.
whatever, with your thoughts. You don't move at all and you can just play this game.
Isn't that insane?
That is so crazy. That's some Black Mirror shit, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Without a
it
doubt.
really is.
So I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about this. They didn't get as deep into it as we did,
Mm.
but it's like that concept of just, you just don't know. There's so many unknowns. To me, it's extremely intriguing and also terrifying.
Well, it's like it's got to be electrical impulses
Sure. That's all we are.
that it goes off of. So I mean,
I mean, the
that's
old,
pretty fucking detailed to be able to know where to
oh,
put that
yeah.
thing and what electrical impulses are going to be going off to trigger the
Sure.
certain. I mean, that's when you really think about it, it's like, ah,
Yes. Well, and I think it was Carl Sagan, and I could be completely off base here, but I mean, one of his famous quotes is, "We are all made of stars."
yeah,
You know,
yeah, stardust.
we're just energy.
Yep.
We're just energy. It's so crazy to me.
I've always thought, I mean, yeah, I guess always, but like the human body itself,
Oh my God.
like you cut yourself, it heals up. You know,
Mind
you heal
blowing.
yourself, you clot, you put a scab over it. You know, your skin heals underneath of it, and then the scab falls
The
off, and you
fact
have,
that we have a fleshy pump
yeah,
sitting behind our fucking left nipple
yeah,
that just keeps blood circulating through our body so that we can remain alive for upwards of 70, 80, 90, 100 years.
yeah.
Poof.
Yeah, and that you can like work out your muscles and make them bigger, or
Yeah.
you can be lazy and make them smaller, and you can make your organs do different things. Like all the different things that your organs do by filtering, you
Yeah.
know, all these different things and digesting your food, and your gallbladder squirts some acid into your gut to break your food down so that it'll work its way through the intestines. And it's like you like,
Bonkers.
yeah, like, and then your mitochondria and your cells, your red blood cells and your white blood cells, and how they're kind of like working together in there and attacking diseases, and how tumors can get started.
It's
And like,
fucking crazy,
dude,
right?
the whole fucking like human anatomy is like, I think a little bit overlooked
Oh,
of
without a
like
doubt.
how fucking
Well, and
amazing it
how little
is.
we know about it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I'm excited about with AI. When you can feed it case studies and just full reports about a large swath of people and how do we mitigate this, and let's look at the DNA markers, and let's look at this,
Yeah.
and let's look at diets, and let's take all of this information collectively. Am I being exaggeratory by thinking that in 10 years we could remove cancer as an issue in the on the planet?
Well, that's kind of something that I've been wondering too, is like,
I mean, look at
are
all of this.
Are we gonna be able to actually find out if there has been a cure for cancer? Because there's always been that thing too, you
Well,
know?
and the beauty of that is, and this is why I appreciate the fact there hasn't been a ton of regulation on AI, at
Mhm.
least here in the US, but they're using AI globally, right?
Right.
So, like, without putting our conspiracy corner tinfoil hats on, you know, somebody's going to figure it out. It's not if, it's when.
Mhm.
And I truly believe that.
Yeah.
Cancer is not some type of anomaly, it's a gene mutation
Right.
at its core. So, how do we minimize or remove that gene mutation?
Mhm.
Super
Yeah.
simple.
Right.
Super simple. AI will figure it out. I guarantee you that. I don't know when. I hope it's sooner rather than later.
Mhm.
But I mean, at the end of the day, shit like that's super wild to me.
Yeah.
And the likelihood that some type of medical industrial complex cabal can try to keep the door shut on that, pretty slim.
And
I think
you would like to think,
I
yeah.
think that's pretty slim. I'm optimistic that the improvement or the betterment of humanity would trump the capitalistic impulses of some of these companies and the free reign of AI and not letting them take over.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Right.
I want to keep it independent. I want to keep it free market in that regard
For sure.
so that it's not like, oh, the government's not gonna we're gonna make sure anybody that asks cancer questions gets, you know, the blue screen of death. Right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. There's a lot of really cool shit on the horizon that I'm
Super
excited
interesting.
for.
It's super interesting. My hopes kinda diminish though, because you ever seen that meme that says, "The world looks like this, and we're still stuck working 9 to 5 every day," and it's like
Yeah.
somebody sitting out in fucking Colorado or wherever,
Yeah.
sitting by a fucking mountain with a stream on it, you know, and it's like, yeah, we could all have little houses right there and
Yep.
probably have some cows and
Yeah.
be talking to our neighbors and
Yeah.
living it up, but here we
Well,
are.
here's another great one. So as we finish up the episode, we did good. We got an hour in.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So as we finish, I want to talk more about AI in regards to, are we just living in a simulation? And here's how I'm going to lay the foundation that we can have the conversation on. Think about uploading your consciousness.
Mm.
But on the flip side, think of the game. Have you heard of No Man's Sky?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So there's largely an infinite number of worlds
Yep.
that you can visit, you can go to, what have you. If you could, in theory, give every player inside of that world some type of AI to where they were inside of the world
Okay.
and they were their own independent players, just kind of doing whatever. Boop,
Mhm.
boop, boop, boop. This, that, and what have you. And then you intermixed it with the opposite of NPCs, APCs, active players,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the active players were us playing the game. But then you had all the NPCs, but they actually had like an AI and they had like some type of a consciousness,
Yeah.
but they're inside of this game. Is there any difference between what we're doing right now, conceptually, between that and where we are now?
Fuck. No. Because you literally I mean, you described my like workforce. You have your people there that are like in the shit, they're doing the shit, they're doing all the things. Then there's the guys that just show up and they do the same thing every day.
Yep. Welcome to your existential crisis.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, and this was another thing they were talking about on this podcast. Like, they truly believe that this is a simulation.
Well,
Like, we're
because
living inside of a simulation, and there's people, they cling to God or they cling to
yeah.
religion.
Yeah.
Other people have different views and what have you. But a lot of it reverts back to some type of intelligent design. As you just talked about, our anatomy, our bodies, the way they function, the way they
Mhm.
self heal, the way we digest food. I mean, all of that.
Mhm. And reproduce and you know what I mean? Just it's all
And
crazy.
so, are we just doing fucking side quests in some fucking type simulation where we're earning our coins and fucking living life? And
It's like this fucking Sims, you know?
it was like, I'm driving today and I'm like, oh my God. But it was so simply laid out that I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit. This is like legitimate. This is like a real thing.
The whole the world is a business.
Yeah.
It really is. And now that Trump's in and you can see all the things that he's doing, now it just like even further solidifies that everything is a business and everything runs through the United States economy. And if you believe the history and how like the United States came to be and like all of that shit, and you kind of like read around on that stuff, it's like, yeah, like I mean, not only are we the leaders for everything, but if you look at it through a specific lens, we're probably one of the most corrupt too.
Oh,
But
yeah.
everybody else is just as corrupt. It's like a bunch of it's hierarchies, you know, of the wealthy, the middle class, and the poor.
Mhm.
But being poor is even a business now. You know what I mean? Like
Somebody was,
uplifting the poor and like,
I heard a comedian say something about, poor people don't have it nearly as tough as they want you to think. And then the podcast host is like, "Oh, let's talk more about that. This ought to be fucking good." And the comedian's like, "You see how many fucking fat people are poor?"
I know. That's so
He's
true
he's
though.
like, "Back in the Great Depression, if you were poor, you were emaciated. You could count your ribs from a mile away.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you had nothing. You had no food, nothing. These motherfuckers now, they aren't poor. They're just bad decision makers." I was like,
And
I was like, "That hurts
but
to hear."
it's societal propaganda. If you're
Yep,
born into a poor family, I mean, you need to like do some serious self-reflection and be able to dig yourself out of that hole,
right.
or else you just end up another poor person because that's how you grew up. You know, it's like you have to want to do better, but if that's what you're surrounded by and they figured that out, you know, that's why the inner cities are the way that they are. And
Yeah,
that's why people move out of the inner city so
yeah.
that they can get the fuck away from all
Better
that shit.
opportunities, and it really changes the mindset.
It does
You know,
100%.
when I got rid of all of my alcoholic friends
Mhm.
and not directly getting rid of them, but you stop going to the bar,
Yeah,
you don't talk to those people anymore.
right,
You might receive an occasional text message or an invite and what have you, but you get rid of those people, drinking's not as cool,
right,
you know?
right.
So if I want to earn more money, I got to be engaged with people that are better than me.
Mhm.
If I'm in a room and I'm the most, I don't want to sound verbose, but like if I'm the most intelligent or if I'm the quote unquote wealthiest, I'm in the wrong
Yeah,
fucking room.
right.
I want to associate with people that are at a higher level than where I'm at currently.
And
That's how
that's
you get better.
and that's a mindset.
Yep.
But if you're born and raised in the slums,
Right.
say,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe you don't even have the tools to try to get
Sure.
the fuck out of there.
Sure.
Say you end
And
up
I don't
selling drugs or you end up
Yeah,
doing
and this isn't us making an
whatever.
attempt to, like, blame people for their situation.
No, not at all. It's really just like it's a social makeup.
Yeah,
And I think that they've got it all figured out,
right.
and it's like, well, if we can keep these ones dumb and poor and just keep them breeding,
Yeah,
we'll have tons of fucking reason to fund this welfare system,
sure.
and we'll give them $500 a month and we'll keep the other 500 per family. And,
Right,
we'll have millions and millions of dollars spent on
right,
whatever we want.
right,
And we're not going to say anything because if you go after the welfare system, you're a piece of shit because
right,
all them people are poor and
right,
they need it,
right.
you know?
Well, and I look at it, again, from, like, that millennial apathy purview.
Mm.
Like, if this is all simulation, fuck this simulation.
I know, I
You
know.
know? You're telling me we couldn't have just lived in a fucking utopia,
Yeah,
you
we
know?
coulda.
And just enjoyed life and had sex and fucking ate good food and we never got fat and our health was amazing and we fucking got to go on hikes every day and do all the things that we enjoyed and we could sit around and read books and there was no obligation. It was 75 and sunny every day. You never get sunburned,
Yep, yep.
never have to manscape. Like, life's so fucking good.
Yeah,
It could be.
yeah, it could be.
It
Yeah.
could be. But we're in this fucking hellscape of a simulation. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, somebody needs to put the Oregon Trail back in.
Yeah.
Take that
Well, I
out.
don't want dysentery.
Me either, but maybe an Oregon Trail with our knowledge now.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah,
Touche.
yeah, like we know
Touche.
now. Yeah,
We're going to stop drinking downstream river water. We'll be okay.
100%. Yep. And we
I don't
already
know.
know about cows.
Yeah.
We don't have to try that out anymore.
It's just, it was kind of a wild light bulb moment.
Yeah.
When they're talking about that, and I'm like, oh my God, this is legitimately like a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, simulation theory could legitimately be something that is not as wild as I thought.
Possible. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't have a good answer. I just know it was a hell of a thought experiment.
Yeah.
It was a
for
hell of
sure.
a thought experiment. So I'm curious, listeners, do you think we could be living in a simulation? Like, legit? Because
Yeah.
I feel like there's not, and nobody knows. Just like somebody says, well, I don't know if heaven's real, or, do you want to risk it if hell's a real place? Kinda.
You ever had
You
one
know?
of them moments where it's like you ever seen the glitch in the Matrix videos? You
Oh,
never know
yeah.
if they're real.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I've always, like they say deja vu
Deja vu?
could potentially,
Absolutely.
be a little glitch in there.
I just had something happen the other day and I can't recall exactly what it was, but it's happened multiple times where, like, I legitimately feel like I'm in the same place, feeling the same emotions, having the same conversation, like taking the same phone call,
No,
dealing with and it was like, this is fucking uncanny.
that is
Like, it
weird.
was just unnatural. And it's happened like 3 or 4 times. But I can't take myself back to the moment to recall what it is.
Right.
Which again
Right.
could be part of the programming.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a glitch. We don't want you to recall that, so we're going to delete that file.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And maybe they deleted it, but it didn't get all the way deleted. Maybe there was,
Well, and
maybe
again,
there was a little bit left.
if you think of it from like the AI perspective, truly, with where we are in AI, in 20 years, will we be creating AI simulations where, like, it's just one, like, we're just inside of an AI simulation,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're just
Right.
inside of it. And our civilization of sorts, humanity, has worked its way through, because you look at like the bar graph of development, the Industrial Revolution, the discovery of electricity and steam engines and all that. And then you go even further into, circuit boards, and then you go into nuclear energy, and you just watch this graph up and to the right as far as development goes. Like, it's going to continue to build and develop at that breakneck speed,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Are the people running our simulation just ahead of the curve? Did they just develop earlier and we're inside of their AI simulation? And then in 20 years, we're developing the next AI simulation with some type of civilization that isn't going to realize they're in a simulation, but they're going to discover fire. Then they're going to discover the wheel. Then they discover electricity. And then they just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
that's the part where it just like starts to stack. And all of a sudden, that helps me rationalize intelligent design, because I don't believe in God, but I don't disbelieve in God. Like, there's just no proof.
Right.
So
Right.
is God just the previous iteration that has now since developed the next iteration, which is the
Right.
existence we live in.
Well, they say like the story goes that Tesla would lucid dream and he figured out how to lucid dream and he could come up with ideas and then work them ideas out in his lucid dreams, and then remember it when he woke up.
Right.
That's a weird state of consciousness to be in and then be
Yeah.
lucid and be able to create these things and move 'em. Like that's a really weird state of existence to be able to be in control of,
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
may,
We don't know.
and
And we're
maybe
not going to know.
and maybe he just kind of figured that out. Maybe he was
Yeah.
able to, maybe the third eye is a real thing, and maybe
Yeah.
he was able to kind of work that thing over and work these ideas out,
Yep.
and astral projection,
Yeah.
you've heard a lot about that. They got books and different
Yeah.
documentaries and stuff on it, and
Well, they
it's
talk about DMT trips.
yeah,
You go on these DMT trips, and there's been so many recorded instances of a similar type setup. They walk through this like hall, they go through these doors, and there's these ethereal beings that they're speaking to.
right. That
Are we talking to the previous versions? Like that's
yeah, I know, I
like
don't
for
know.
me, I'm like, okay, now we're fucking kind of in the weeds here a little bit. But if you kind of stack all these concepts on top of one another,
Mhm.
like some of that shit makes fucking
Yeah,
sense,
some of that
bro.
shit overlaps.
I'm like, it was very, I got excited and I wanted to have this conversation with you because
Mhm.
it's very intriguing to me because we
Yeah.
don't know, but it's just as reasonable as so many of the other options out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess any of them are plausible, just because we don't know.
Yeah. But you see the crazy shit that's happening with AI, and it's like, in theory, could we create another universe?
I don't see why
I
not.
mean, tell me that we couldn't,
I don't see why not.
because you look at a game like No Man's Sky.
Well, going back to that Black Mirror, did you see the episode where they would just put the little thing on the side of their head? It looked like a little button. They had it was in like a ring case and they could put it and they go into this virtual reality and their eyes would just kind of like white over. Well, the guy that created it had this little box, this little DNA box, and he could take like pieces of hair or a fingernail or whatever, and he could put in the thing and he could recreate that person as a character in his game. And so, like, when they would all leave and go home, he would go into this world and all of his coworkers were in there. And he was kind of a weird cat, like, didn't really like he got along with them, but he was kind of weird. So in this simulation, like he was the captain of a ship, it looked like Star Trek, and
Mhm.
he was the captain of a ship, and he was like a disgruntled asshole to all of them. He'd
Yeah.
like not like beat and torture bad, but he'd like verbally abuse them, and just
Mhm.
like shit talk them all the time. And towards the end of it, they end up finding out that they had doubles in this second world and they were
No
able
shit.
yeah, they were able to, like, go in and save their doubles, and there was, like, this crisis between the 2 of them. Of these ones thought they were real, these ones knew they were real, but they're sentient and, like, they're them, but they don't know about the outside, and the outside didn't know about the inside,
Yep.
so they were the same but different, but they all knew the same guy. So it was really weird head trip. I think that was in season 1 of Black Mirror, so if you haven't seen it, you have to go back and watch those ones.
Black Mirror is wildly unsettling, as it should be, as an anthology series.
Season 1 was like that shit threw me for a
Oh,
loop,
yeah.
like
Well, there's there's just so many unknowns, and maybe that's, again, part of the human experience is trying to understand and make sense of the chaos.
well, and you gotta understand too that, like, there's stuff out there now that'll say, like, even if you are onto something, say you're onto something with the simulation, if people find out that anybody's onto the simulation, they'll throw some bullshit in there that, like, might be true, but it's got some bullshit in it, just so that you'll find out that it's bullshit
So you're
and you'll
talking
kinda disgruntle the
fourth
theory.
dimension disinformation,
Yeah. It's called
because why not?
that's called malinformation,
Right.
where
Well,
it
if you
could be
don't,
true, but it might be detrimental for you to
yeah.
know it.
Well, and if you don't want your universe to quote unquote implode on itself, Sometimes you got to drop some bugs in the system
Yep.
to make sure that people get distracted by this, that, and what have yous. I mean, it's a really interesting concept.
In order to sell antivirus software, you got to have a
That's
virus,
right.
so,
That's right.
well,
It's pretty fucking intense, but I thought
yeah,
that was a neat
that
thought
is
experiment.
super
And I'm
cool.
going to think about it for a while
Oh,
because
yeah.
now it's like an earworm of sorts
Yeah.
where now that it's there, I'm going to look at everything through that lens.
Well, I was watching Mission Impossible 5 last night,
Yeah.
and the theory or the theme for that one is that there's a syndicate,
Yep.
that there's basically a government-funded agency
Right.
that's kinda black label, nobody really knows about it, nobody knows how it's funded, but they do all the shit, with pretty much no
Right.
oversight, and it was kinda talking about the shit that we got going on right now, what everybody's talking about, and it's like, movies are kinda real, I think. I
Yep.
think I think movies are like we'll push the limit a little bit and
Yep.
see what we can actually say.
Right.
That's how I feel because you look at even look at Star Wars,
Yeah.
like how they battle against each other and uh the way that they operate and the governments operate and the
Right.
different shit. And that was a while ago,
Hmm.
but it's all got the same type of storyline.
I mean, the basis is good versus evil.
Yeah,
The,
all the
the
time.
the baseline is good versus evil,
Yeah.
and that's always been the structure.
No.
And that's people talk a lot about too, like villains.
Hmm.
Like when you're young, you're always rooting for the superhero.
Yep.
But when you get older, you kind of understand where the villain's coming from
Yeah.
at certain points in time. And it's like, ooh, that's unsettling, but largely accurate.
Yeah, yeah, and there's parts where it's like, well, okay, put myself in them shoes. I would probably be vigilante also.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's very interesting to talk about.
Yeah, it is.
Very
It
interesting.
is.
All right.
It's fun.
Anything in closing for you?
No.
Well,
Happy
hey, happy belated Father's Day.
Yeah, happy belated Father's Day to you as
Thank
well.
you. Thank
I
you.
had a
I
good
appreciate that.
day.
Oh, so real quick as we close, I did have a very funny uh sheet all about me given to me by my daughter London.
Yeah, yeah.
So it talks about age and eye color and hair color. She said I have brown hair. I'm like, see any brown in this motherfucker? Because
Did
I
You
don't.
probably did at one point, right?
Yeah, at one point, not when she's been alive. And it's only gotten more gray with her being alive. But it on there, it did say, what's dad's favorite word? And so she's reading this to me. I didn't have the sheet. I had her read it to me.
Okay.
And she said, and she was the first one. Aria went next. And she says, dad's favorite word is, and then I'm like, oh, this will be cute. And she says, the F word. Jessica already knew it was coming. She was in fucking tears
Oh,
laughing.
shit. That is so
And I
freaking funny.
start fucking dying immediately. And she's like, and she goes, it's true.
Yeah,
And I'm like, it is true.
it is.
It is fucking true. Absolutely it is.
Oh, I love you
And then
kids.
she follows it up with, she's like, I did ask my teacher if I could write it first.
That's nice of you.
I'm like,
Very considerate.
good job, sis.
Yeah.
I don't want you getting in trouble, because your
Yeah.
dad says the F word a lot. So at least you didn't write it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Bleep it
okay.
out. F star
Star.
CK. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I mean, par for the course, but I posted that shit on Instagram immediately. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to post that shit.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Yeah.
I am who I am. And at 43 years old, I'm very comfortable in my skin.
Yeah.
If I'm not your cup of tea, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not for everybody, and I understand that.
So did you ever see the picture? This isn't from me, but I seen it online of draw a picture of what your mom does for a living or whatever.
Yeah.
And it looked like she was a stripper and everybody was throwing the money, but the mom wrote a note back and said, I just have to clarify, I work at Home Depot and this was the last snow shovel that we had during a snowstorm. And everybody was trying to buy it. And it looked like she was like on a pole and everybody was throwing money at her. Can you fucking imagine your kid bringing that home?
Dude, I fucking love kids.
I'd be like, oh my God, I gotta call the teacher.
Well,
and
and
let her know.
I do love the innocence and the purity
Yeah.
of kids drawing shit like that. It's super cool.
Yeah,
It's
because
cute.
the kid doesn't even know what strippers are. But in our head, she's like, I gotta call and let her know that I'm actually a Home Depot customer
Yeah,
service
we definitely need to
representative.
clarify
Yeah.
what's happening here. Oh, we had a basketball game yesterday on Father's Day,
Mhm.
and I'll be hot damned. The fucking strip club on Door Highway was closed.
No shit on Father's Day.
That's what I said. I'm like, Of all the
Of all the
fucking
days,
days,
yeah.
of all the days.
That's the days they can all work.
Yeah. They all have daddy issues.
All of them.
All of them. So what the fuck?
Maybe they give them that day off to go reconcile. They're like, you know what?
Doubt that highly.
You get 1 day a year to reconcile.
But maybe Father's Day is a slow day at the strip joint. Maybe.
I used to work with this guy who would spend his whole entire fucking paycheck at the strip club.
Oh my God, gross.
He was gross. So he calls one day and he's like, hey, I wasn't the boss at this time. This is when I was years ago. He's like, hey, think you can come pick me up? I'm like, yeah, probably. What the hell was his name? Dave. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why? What's up? I'm like, yeah, home? Yeah, I'm at home. Where's your truck? Well, I'll tell you when you get here. All right. So I get over there and his fucking truck's not there. I'm like, hey, where the fuck's your truck? And he's like, oh, this fucking girl took it. Fucking went to the strip club, got paid, went to the strip club, brought this girl home, and then while he was sleeping, she ended up taking off with his truck, which was full of all of his tools. I'm like,
so she
stole the whole entire truck. He ended up getting it back a couple
she
days
pulled
later.
a runner.
Yeah.
Stole his truck.
Stole his truck. Whole paycheck's gone. Truck's gone. Like,
did he at least fuck her?
I have to imagine. So yeah, probably. I would like to think so. But like, that was a pretty regular occurrence. Not always getting his truck stolen, but like, imagine just living your life like that every single week. Like,
to the simulation, could you upload that file to me? Because I'm not dumb enough to do that, but I'd be willing to try.
Yeah, it's probably a good time.
So I'm calling out to the fourth dimension.
Yeah.
Upload that file about being done with strippers.
There you go.
Let's see what happens.
When you meditate, just think about that.
When I meditate. I've tried to meditate for years now. I am not good at it.
My brain, they say, so I've tried looking it up too, and they say like you gotta like sit and basically like see your breath going in and out, and when your thoughts travel away, you gotta pull them back. But my thoughts don't ever stop traveling away. Like,
yes, how it's been explained to me is that put on the vibration, whatever frequency you want while you're meditating, so be it. But they said as thoughts come to you, you think about them very quickly, acknowledge the thought, you place it inside a helium balloon, then you take that balloon and you let it go.
Seems impossible.
Seems impossible. Yeah. I can tell you, impossible for this guy. Because I had about 10,000 balloons. I was letting him go one at a time. Like, this is never going to work. I'm so bored. Please. I got to be done.
Yeah, and then it was dark because there was so many balloons. It was blocking out all the sunshine.
So true. So true. All right. Well, I think we should be able to record on Friday if that works with your schedule.
I think so.
We'll see. But we'll get back on a normal cadence. We had to take last week off because just didn't have any time.
It was just too
fucking
much.
insane.
Yeah, it's just too much.
But I've got a couple of sports ball leagues ending, so my evenings open up a little bit. I got a bunch of closings next week, but that'll help clear up some of the static in my brain. So we'll be back.
Hell yeah.
We're not doing bi-weekly shit. We're back weekly. We need this in our lives.
Oh, yeah.
I can't keep those rants pent up because nobody else will listen to me rant. They just tell me to shut up. So I need you here so I have somebody to rant with.
I'm here for it, baby.
Perfect.
I'm here for
Wrapping
it.
paper. It's a fucking racket. I'm not fucking pleased about it. Gift bags, don't even get me started. You're bullshit too. Tissue paper. Who the fuck? Such ass. Such ass. Nobody needs scotch tape. Scotch tape is dumb.
See, to add a little pizzazz to that gift bag, you know?
Fucking hate it.
A little pink and purple, a little polka dot in there.
Or I'm going to go all in and I'm going to start a wrapping paper company.
There you go.
And I'm going to join the dark side and I might as well profit off this too.
Flip-flop printed.
Well, of course. Without a doubt. All right. For this week's episode, I am Johnny B. Good, joined by my man.
And I'm Mikey B.
We will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Fucking bullshit.
Fucking wrapping paper pieces of shit.